And we also kind of did that as a precaution because very typically for me in my third trimester, my iron levels really tank out and can make me feel horrible. So we kind of want to keep the glass half full, if that makes sense. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my 30-week pregnancy update. And today I'm coming to you from the nursery for the first time. I don't think I've ever filmed in here. And it is slowly coming together. It's not quite finished. There's not much left to do at all, but there are a few final touches, and then once I've got those done, I want to do a nursery tour for you. So I'm not showing you the whole thing yet, but you're getting some sneak peeks. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's just like looking lovely. So let me get stuck into this week and what has happened. Last week I was struggling, big time struggling, and I opened up about that, and I really appreciate those of you who reached out to me and sent me messages. Whoa, someone's revving an engine outside. That meant a lot. And I have had a better week this week, so that has been great. I went and saw my midwife on Monday and had a good catch-up appointment with her. And essentially, we checked my blood results and I was fine for gestational diabetes. There was nothing that showed anything there, which is great because I don't know that I could give up sugar and like curb my eating habits at the moment. I eat double portions of everything and drinking as well. Like I'm so thirsty. So I was relieved about that. However, my iron and hemoglobin had both dropped, which I had suspected anyway because I was feeling so exhausted. And they're still above like what would be considered normal, but for me they're low. So she asked me to up my dose to twice daily. I've just been taking 1 pill a day, so now I'm taking 2, and I'm hoping that's going to help me feel a lot better. And we also kind of did that as a precaution because very typically for me in my third trimester, my iron levels really tank out and can make me feel horrible. So we kind of want to keep the glass half full, if that makes sense. So that's what came of my blood test results. Baby was like moving around, heartbeat was great, my blood pressure was really good. And then I talked to her about a few concerns I had. One were the contractions, which I don't know if I mentioned these in my video update, but I know I mentioned them in the blog post. So if you haven't checked out last week's blog post, will be linked somewhere. If you're watching this on the blog, it'll be linked in the blog. If you're watching it on YouTube, it'll be linked in the description, or you'll find it on the blog somewhere. Anyway, but I've been having a lot of contractions and some like intense ones, not just Braxton Hicks, and I was just concerned. It was giving me a bit of anxiety with being so early. Like I was only 29 weeks at the time, and essentially she said to me not to worry. Now that I'm over 28 weeks, their concern for like a baby coming early isn't nearly as big of a deal because like the survival rates are so high after that time. Obviously, we do not want the baby to come anytime soon, but like she just said, don't stress about it because you can't really control it. Because my concern was like, do I need to get to the hospital by a certain stage so that you can stop the labor? And she said, look, all you need to focus on is if you know it's a real deal and it's happening, is to get to the hospital before the baby's born because, if they need assistance in any way. So that really eased my mind and gave me one less thing to be concerned about. And obviously I'm 30 weeks now. She said by 32 weeks, like the risk and everything goes down drastically again, and they're almost like normal babies. And she said, because I'm not planning on breastfeeding, like that's another thing. If like the baby will take a bottle probably a lot easier than they would breastfeed at that age. So I just don't need to worry about it. And the contractions had settled right down for most of the week following then, but I did have a whole bunch yesterday, and I actually went and just laid down because they wouldn't go away, and they were really painful, and they were like wrapping right around my back. So, and I had like so much pressure. That's the other thing. She feels really low. I'm getting like some lightning crotch now. So she's obviously headbutting me, and she's also flipped posterior. I don't know if she's still posterior this morning. I haven't actually felt to check. But she was definitely posterior yesterday, and I always feel worse when my babies are lying posterior. I get worse backache. I get a lot more Braxton Hicks. Obviously, I feel their kicks a lot more because all their limbs are like right out the front. So I don't know what she's done overnight, but I had a really painful night last night with SPD pain, which actually had been really tolerable over the last little while, but last night was pretty bad. I didn't sleep very well at all. Thankfully today I'm not feeling terrible, but yeah, so that's how that went. And then I did speak to her about my mental health concerns that I was having, and essentially she's referred me to the maternity mental health service, who actually had supposed to have contacted me this week. I need to let my midwife know, they haven't yet. But she just said they'd come around for like a coffee and a chat, and it'll be really casual, and they'll just assess where I am, and if, like she said, I might just need to go and see someone, and I might need to be put on a low dose of something. I personally don't feel like I'm at the point where I need medication, but I want to be in the system so that if it does escalate after baby arrives, then it's not like having to start at the beginning, you know, like they're very aware of it, and I'm aware of it, and everyone around me aware of it. Everyone that is around me is aware of it. So I feel a lot more at ease about that. I am in full out nesting mode. Like I said, the nursery is coming together. I've gotten a lot done this week. I've washed, today I'm doing like the last load of baby washing. I'm washing like the cover for the swing and the rock and play and like burp cloths and stuff. All the clothes are washed. They're in her drawers. I bought drawer organizers. I bought sheets this week, which I need to adjust because they're crib sheets, which I knew, but I think I can make 2 bassinet sheets out of a crib sheet, so I was being a tightwad. So I bought those, and like her nursery's coming together and it looks beautiful, and we've sorted out a car seat for her, so we're picking that up probably next weekend. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more at ease about her actually arriving, and if she does come early. So Shane is going to be away sometime next month in September for like an entire week, so I'm going to go stay with my parents. One, so that I have help with the other 2, because I'm just not, like, I don't think I can cope for a week on my own with the kids. And also, should anything happen, there's someone there who can help with that too. So that's my update for this week. I don't think I have anything more to say. I am doing a bit better. I'm not like, I'm still not at a point where I'm not worried or concerned about mental health issues in general, but I have had a better week, so that's good, and it's nice to say. But if you've got any questions, leave them for me. I'll do my best to answer, but I think otherwise I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you next week for my 31-week update. Bye!